Welcome to Callie's Art Tips and Tricks. This is my second video in my chalk pastel series, and in this video I'm going to be doing a drawing of a pine tree, and I'm not going to be doing all those. I'm just going to be doing this one right here in the middle, but it's just an easy example, just to show you guys how chalk pastels work. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by drawing the trunk of the tree. I'm going to take several browns for this, or a couple browns I guess. And I'm just going to simply draw my line here, make it a little bit thicker at the base. Take my other brown and just kind of blend those colors together. So chalk pastels are very easy to blend, but I suggest using blending stumps for thinner areas instead of your finger, because you could spread that pastels around too much, especially if you want like a super thick, like this trunk is really thin, so I wouldn't want to use my finger because it's thicker than the line, and that would just spread it around too far, and I don't want that. So I have my trunk drawn in. Maybe I'll make it a little bit higher. Up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my greens and start working in layers of the leaves. Now I'm going to start off light and then go dark. But with chalk pastels you can also start dark and go light, but just like any other medium, your best bet is to start off with a lighter value and then work your way darker. So I'm going to go ahead and start from the top, just kind of work my way down, draw out some of these branches on the tree, and that's really light green, so I'm going to have to go in with a darker color, a darker green to darken it and create my shadows. And also be aware of where my light source is. When you're drawing, you always need to be aware of a light source, because then it won't look as realistic if you don't have a light source in there. So actually I don't want this in here. I'll have to take that out because near the bottom of the trunk the leaves start to fade away, so I might want my leaves or branches or whatever to end about here. So now I kind of outline where I want my leaves to be on the tree, and I'm not going to blend anything right now, but what I am going to do first before I start adding my darker green value is I'm going to draw in some of these branches here that connect to the leaves on this tree, and just kind of make them subtle because you don't see them too much. I definitely need to make these leaves thicker because you're not going to be seeing that much space. But pine trees are not as thick as other trees, like the leaves aren't as thick, so you're going to be seeing spots in between. So there's probably going to be some spots that aren't going to be all the way filled in. So I've got that for now. I think I'm going to take my black and just say my light source is coming in on this side. So this side is going to be lighter than this side. So I'm going to take my black on the edge here and just create a little bit of shadow. And blend that in. Maybe I want it to be a dark brown instead of completely black. So I'll blend in some brown, blend that in with the rest of the trunk here. And go in with just a bit more brown. Add a bit more black on the side. So I can really get that shadow in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding some of my darker greens in, and then I can go back and edit where I need to. So I'm just going to start adding some of this real detail in. So like I said, this side is going to be a bit lighter, so I'm not going to need as much of a dark green, but this side I'm going to need dark green as well as add in some black, just to make it really intense dark. So I'm just trying to follow the shape of the leaves and make sure I get a likeliness to my picture. Add some black. Take this and blend it. A little more green. Maybe some more highlights in here. Maybe some of the leaves go over the trunk a little bit, overlap the trunk. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with this side. If I need to go back and fix it, I will. But I'm going to go ahead and move to the right side And this side I made pretty dark, so on this side I need to do a lighter, because if my light's coming in this direction, this side is going to be light, this side is going to be dark. So I'm going to have to translate that over. And I think I'm going to do that is just use very little black and just use my 2 greens that I've been using for this side. So I'm going to just go ahead and start on that. So I'm just going to add in a little bit more of this green, and then take some of this one and go ahead and blend it in. And maybe just take little tiny bits of black, like maybe where the light isn't going through, and just have like little tiny spots. But mostly I want it to be light green. Okay, so I'm going to pause the time lapse, and I just want to explain, like, the reason you don't want it to be just green on here and then add black on this side is because it just looks too half and half, especially with the trunk. So you want to add just like a little bit, just kind of so it blends in, and that's it. Because you still want it to look light, but you don't want it to look like half pale, half dark. So I just wanted to explain that. So I'm going to go back in the time lapse. Alright, so I finished my tree, and now I'm just going to go in and add a light blue background. Alright, and that's it for my chalk pastel video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.